Okay, we're recording. So, um, just to recap and to give you back some feedback about what you're all left planning off to do. So, Sid, you and, sorry, I beg your pardon, Man of Action and Night Star, you went off to Randall to shake up some thugs. Can I please get a D20 save from both of you in roll 20?
D20. Alright.
Awesome. Okay, so what you find out is, word on the street is this thing called Hive is kind of halfway between, like, it's all organized crime, but it's halfway between like mafia and halfway between like a business. So it's not a traditional, in the traditional sense of the word, a crime. It's a crime cartel, but it's got a slightly different business model, if you like. The one thing that's a lot of people that you managed to rough up tell you is that some of them were a bit leery of some of the conditions that they saw happening in their friends who forgot things, who seemed to be almost compelled or almost somehow found some sort of thing to be almost totally loyal to the boss, and they all call the boss Honey, which is kind of weird. But anyway, the only thing you get as a sense of location is down near Fort Clinton, which is down here. If you can see it, I'll just try to get you guys to there. Yep. Basically, that's apparently where some, in sort of around this week, some recruiting apparently is going to be going on or is going on at the time. So, that's about the only. Yep.
Is there any specifics to the recruiting?
Who
they're looking for?
Basically, you go more to the dives, more to the disreputable places. That's the sort of people, the downer outers, not necessarily the hardened criminals, but it would appear that although the initial group were like more career criminal minded, they're looking for people who are just down on their luck more than anything else.
People that have failed that won't be missed.
Possibly, yeah. So that's about the closest thing you can sort of get out of all of your discussions with all the various people.
Yeah, they're totally not punching off the faces.
No, the sort of gentle slapping.
Talking to.
Yeah, the talking with your hands business.
Voices.
Yeah.
And no kicking whatsoever.
No. But anyway, so that's what you get out of your sort of night out. And if you can, both of you give me one more d20, and you're going to need real little numbers, and this is under your cool. Oh, okay,
by a lot.
By a lot. Okay, Man of Action. You will notice that a lot of because you sort of are becoming a bit more familiar with Randall, which is an area where a lot of crime people sort of gather in bits and pieces. The taverns and pubs that you visited almost seem to be devoid of the other people, like people associated with other criminal syndicates. Normally you will notice a presence for, a particular gang or a particular...
So the other crime families are staying away from them?
Possibly. You just, the bartender doesn't seem to know much, doesn't want to talk much. It's neutral ground, he says. Whatever you do outside the door, and that's where, and down the alleyway, where most of your conversations have happened. That's up to you. But he says, all he's noticed since this other group's arrived people in Randall seem to be a little bit more careful.
So it suggests two things. Either they're really afraid of this new hive, or
Mm-hmm.
they're working for them.
Mm-hmm. Possibly.
So,
Yep.
what's the
There's
biggest gang in Randall?
Randall would probably be the East Side Boys, which would be like a group that work some of the East Side River dock areas sort of thing, and some of the warehouse areas, I guess. They fence and deal in stolen goods and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So there are two angles we can play at this, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
And
was
they have a slight presence, but not a major presence as you would expect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Moving over to Zortesh. Sorry, Junk Knight. Junk Knight, are you just trying to recreate your suit, or are you trying to improve it? Okay. Moving on to. Are you there, Zortesh? Might be away. Okay. And Omen, if you can hear me, I don't know if you can because I'm getting in Discord. I'm getting a cross against your earphones.
No, she's completely muted.
Yeah, I sent a message in Roll20.
And she's deafened as well. She's deafened herself.
Yeah. Okay, I'll send her a private message. See if that'll get through. Okay, let's see if that gets her. Rightio. Just see if she'll change with that. There's yet, Zortesh? Ah, Omen, hello.
Hello?
Hi there, matey. We're just recapping over what you all good guys did at the end of the last session. So you went off. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
That's all cool. That's all cool. So you went off
Okay.
to try to gather information about tapes. Also talk to the detective liaison detective. So after sort of viewing some of the tapes and stuff, what you find out that approximately 5 minutes before the police guesstimate they broke in through the roof, all of the security systems recorded going down, but nothing, there were no alerts sent out anywhere. And all the you get, going through all the CCTV from the streets and the roads and things, you capture one small glimpse of something through one of the front windows of the museum. It's night time, so you see some sort of movement, but that's all. They're going to need to find some way to enhance that whole picture to work out more. But that's the only thing, and that you know that from everything, that's not a the one thing they can tell, that's not a night watch person, because they were all incapacitated and tied up. They didn't kill anybody in this robbery, and they didn't seem to touch anything else either. Just those items that you guys saved were the only things they took. By the time the museum figured out something was going on and contacted the police, they were pretty much in and out. It took them all over like around about 20-25 minutes. That's including the 5 minutes prior to them actually entering the building. So they were very well organized, and you would be able to draw the conclusion that they had good intel, very good intel. Still not sure why they wanted those particular things. Indigo at the moment is out of contact with you guys, and she's just trying to put her brain cells together to try to work out what the possible connections are, or what she sort of insight she has into this. The other thing, Omen, that the detective, although you're talking more about that, detective has said that he does have some, he's had some intel from the street that somewhere in Midtown, it would seem that Hive is moving through various areas at various times, and the latest intel that somewhere in Midtown within the next week, he believes that Hive is going to go through a recruitment drive to try to get more soldiers, or whatever you want to call them. But that's pretty much all you get, unless you're asking any other particular questions. Is there anything you want to ask Omen that you can think of?
Unfortunately, not off the top of my head.
Okay. Also, they still have no explanation as to how Somnambulous managed to escape her cell. The thugs that they caught with her, they're incarcerated, they're being processed, but she has managed to vanish. They have no idea how that's happened.
There's no evidence,
There's no forced exit. There's they double checked and verified all their security tapes and all their security protocols and that. They've interviewed all the people on duty, people on either side of the shifts. They can't find anything to suggest how. So they're putting it down to that at the moment that this person has some ability, like yourself, to walk through walls or to teleport or something of that nature, or like to shrink down really small and get through the bars. But yeah, I mean, there's no, for civil rights, they can't film you in your cell, but so they don't know exactly what happened, but like in between the 15-minute checks that they ran, one check she was there, the next check she was gone.
she was gone.
Yeah, and they just don't know. Yeah, I mean, they took all of her, they put her into a orange baggy suit thing. She didn't have any of her paraphernalia. They still have that, but it's more sort of costumery than anything else. There doesn't seem to be anything that's any gadget type thing. They're running it for DNA at present. For fingerprints, they're getting nothing back at all. So this person isn't in their system, or they haven't got to her yet. Yeah, so I don't know if there's anything else you want to ask.
They checked the tapes for tampering.
Yep, they've done all that. They've sent it to their IT crew and their security people, and they've checked and double checked. What they're having to go through now is consider creating a higher security for superpowered beings holding tank, if you like, that hopefully will not have this happen again, because they had, like, when she was brought in, they had no idea she could do this.
No, nobody can.
Hmm.
Nobody knew what she could do, I don't think.
Yeah. So is there any other...
I'm trying to think of...
I'll give you a few seconds. I'll just go to Junk Knight and just do one thing with... So Zoltesh, Junk Knight, is she recreating her suit, or is she trying to improve the suit?
I'm building a new suit, basically.
I'm sorry?
I'm building a new suit, a new improved suit.
You just
Okay.
you're recreating it. You're improving it.
Improving. Okay, so that's going to require inventing points, chances, and you will be able to redistribute your character points in the suit if you want. Don't forget, you guys, I think, got 2 character points right from the start. Something like that. I haven't given out anything since then. So,
You did?
yep.
Oh, I didn't realize
You,
that.
Yeah. After you manage to stop the theft.
Ah,
Yeah, so you've all had two there. So if you want to chuck those in um, to the suit, you're more than welcome to, Zoltish. So you're just going to have to give me the new breakdown of the suit, and we'll make some rolls and see how successful, and if there's any other new discoveries or breakthroughs. As to your other little endeavour that I've read there in the Roll20 about announcing a reward, okay. It doesn't take long until you start getting a stream of, in quotation marks, helpful people. You get from the I'm wearing tinfoil on my head people to other people that you might, given just some of their profile that you can gather when you do a little bit of a double check on them, probably have a little bit of I guess could be relied on a bit more than some of the other Fruit Loops. So that will leave you, approximately about 400 different things to go through to see if anything is a,
I set the AI in my camera trying to do it for me.
Unfortunately, it's going to take human, because where's your AI?
The camera drone. It's got intelligence.
How much?
But, I gotta find the sheet I made for it.
Yeah. Because it's going to need at least average human intelligence to be able to work through that.
There's 10 intelligence. Human
10?
intelligences.
10? That's average human. Okay, righto. So you set the task for it to go through these. Are you just narrowing it down to these 400 that you have it as sort of a check on? Or do you want to take the whole lot?
I'm just gonna have it like basically remove all the trash.
Right. Okay, rightio. So it's just going through trying to shortlist stuff for you.
Yeah.
Okay, rightio. So you send me a link to whatever you're putting into your new armor and how you're rearranging it, and then we'll do some rolls if you're adding anything new to it. Okay. That all okay?
Yeah, give me a second.
Yeah, that's cool. So Omen, back to you. Any last questions for the detective?
drawing a blank.
That's okay. I just I mean, you can only do what you can only do. That's all cool.
Okay. Do they have any idea when she got out?
Oh, they've got a time and all that. That's all fine. It was
Okay.
yeah. She was. It would have been the night after at around about 8:15 in the evening.
8:15.
Mhm. Well,
And
when the
where?
when the 8:15 patrol went around, that's when she was noticed. So that was the time that was logged on that she was out of her cell, unfindable or whatever the term is.
That's when they noticed that she
Yep,
wasn't where she's
yep,
supposed to have
yeah. So she was
been.
there at
Okay.
8 and wasn't there at 8:15.
That's a 15-minute gap.
Yep.
Okay. Outside of the cameras on her cell,
Hmm.
did they notice um odd anywhere else? Anything with any of the other inmates?
No, the cell block that she was in, the holding cell, is all one. There's no opposites. There's just one line, and they're all individual small cells with 2 foot thick walls in between each cell. 2 foot thick back wall with a small barred-in window, of course, and just a foot thick wall with a view port thing into it. That's it. So they didn't report anything different. No. Most it would have seemed that either they're not telling the truth, or anyone that was next door to her had no idea, and they probably wouldn't, because they are purposefully soundproofed and all sorts of bits and pieces.
Okay.
Sid, sorry, not Sid. Man of Action, is there any last thing you want to do before I get into what happens tonight? Because you and Night Star did your thing. Was there anything else you wanted to do from that night?
No, we were just gonna do some rough housing.
Okay. Rightio.
You know, just start picking on those gangs a little bit. Yeah. Apart from that,
Yeah,
Yep.
Nightstar has no problem beating up on, interrogating people for.
Interviewing. The term is
No,
vigorous interviewing.
this is a beatdown.
Yeah.
Oh, as they say in that movie that is criticized as being awful, what is it? Aggressive negotiation.
There you go. Aggressive negotiation. Right. So, in the morning, let's say you meet back. And at the Hall of Justice, whatever you're calling it, just put a coffee. One of the vets has put it on. They're doing their normal cleaning up, keeping things in order.
I'm not going to. Later than expected.
Mm-hmm.
I want to. Hold on a second. Let me check something. I want to talk to all of the guards who were first the guards who were on duty and that night
Which night?
that she got away.
Ah, okay. That's going to take some organising, because they all have different rosters. So,
Well, call them in.
the guy,
Prisoner.
yeah, and they've already done their investigation.
Now I'm doing it.
Yeah, well,
I'm assuming I have authority. If not, then never mind.
you can request to talk to them. That's fine. That's not a problem. But they still have to be police people doing their police work. So the detective says he can organise to get a fair majority of them ready for you later today.
And want the rest before the end of the day, before tomorrow.
You'll see what he can do, but he can't promise anything. Yep, so you guys are at the table drinking. Omen comes in a bit later. Basically, you sit down and I'm guessing you share the information that you just all sort of heard, and try to formulate something from there. Junk Knight, I guess you're a little bit distracted because you're sort of scribbling away on different scratches on a piece of paper, trying to work out exactly what you want to configure the new suit like. I don't know.
I imagine she's like standing around a bunch of tanks in a workshop growing a bunch of synthetic muscles for a suit at the moment. Because
Okay.
she already knows she'll need them from last suit.
Okay, so she's sort of popping in and out of the meeting. Okay, guys. Rightio. So, what are some of the ideas you're going to throw into the table about what you want to do with this? What information you do have? Okay, so everyone is sort of looking at each other,
wait,
drinking coffee, and
okay. Hold on,
I
I'm
thought I was
sorry.
muted.
sorry.
I don't know why I was waiting for somebody else to say anything.
Yeah, that's okay. That's cool.
Alright.
Yeah. So, does anyone have any ideas about what your next move is out in the city? Not perhaps necessarily with the police or anything, but
Well, nothing involving what we've been investigating. I mean,
Mhm.
Exana doesn't understand this this craziness involving dealing with crime and this underhanded business, and she's just used to fighting being very straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing she's been thinking about trying to do is doing something to give her some more protection, because her incident with getting shot in the head is proven that she's not as powerful as that
I'm gonna stop you here.
letter to
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna stop you here. What has this got to do with the plan of trying to stop these things?
She doesn't know what to do.
Exactly. Omen, you got any ideas?
I've been racking my brains.
Okay, guys, as you're sort of really puzzling hard over what to do
I got
next.
one. I got one.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm letting everyone have the floor before I say something.
I
'cause
don't
I've got
trust
an idea.
Okay.
I'm going to point out that we probably want some protection against mind control before we engage people that use it so openly.
Look, see, that's what I'm talking about, guys. That's
Okay.
thinking.
Rightio. Okay, so I guess Junk Knight, you're going to be onto that one, along with your suit.
I have to agree. That is actually a consideration.
She's going to look around just like, I have no idea how any of this magic or psychic crap works, so...
I'll get onto it, she says.
Omen, you've got
Oh, mate,
psychic
come on.
stuff, don't you? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, Omen's got some psychic stuff. You could probably help her with that.
I'll look at her and be like, I don't think she wants me to disassemble her brain to find out how it works.
Oh, I don't.
Okay. As you guys are, so did you want to bring your other idea to the table, Sid, before I do my next step?
No, I was just gonna say, why don't I just try to infiltrate
Yep.
at Fort Clinton,
Okay, so...
Why do you
just
think that's a good
start-
idea?
start posing as a hobo man.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that's a good idea?
Because let's face it, I look the scruffiest out of everyone. Except for,
Excuse me.
except for maybe, except for maybe Junk Knight.
Oh yeah, she's definitely
I
wearing
would
like...
like you to know that I played
Oh, God.
the
Yeah, play,
When I was-
not were.
Do you think I did such a convincing bad lady? Considering I was still in my teens at the time.
I love it.
I'll just say you were playing, not were.
The Junk Knight shrugs, I was an arms dealer.
Okay, and at that revelation, you get one of your veteran guys sort of breaking into the room and says, sorry to interrupt, but the radio, there's something happening.
No, let's check the radio.
Of course there's something happening.
Rightio,
There's
so
always something happening.
there is Silver City, Silver City, this is Silver City, that's a town that never sleeps. So apparently several radio stations are reporting several different things in different parts of the town. So there apparently seems to be someone downtown in Central Heights who is doing a bit of a jewellery heist. You also have someone over in the South Channel Island who is what was that one? Sorry, give me a second. Who basically is like there in that area. That's also a sort of an arty sort of place. So they've broken into a gallery and they seem to be stealing a whole lot of paintings, and then over in Sandy Hook, there's a high tech company. There seems to be an issue. The whole building seems to be trembling And the thing that's interesting is that it seems to be some sort of dog-like werewolf creature in the South Channel Island. The person doing the heist seems to be suspended in the air about 10 feet and has seems to be able to move objects without touching them, and there seems to be some young Asian lady who seems to be causing this big huge building to tremble. What are you doing?
Alright, so just to recap, where was the diamond heist again?
So the diamond heist is in downtown in Central Heights, which is, sorry, I'll point you to it.
I'm just marking them so we know exactly. Alright.
Yep.
That's the bank heist. So.
The jewellery heist. Over here, if you can see me down in Sandy Hook,
Mm-hmm.
that's the person threatening the big tall building. And then the museum, the art gallery heist is right up here in near one of the bridges.
Lovely.
Yep. So, what are you doing?
Random question: does the city have cameras everywhere like some cities do?
Yeah, these have CCTVs.
Can I like access them and see if any of these heists are actually even happening?
Yep, I need you to just give me a knowledge
The
roll.
same thing I was.
Yep.
Misdirection. They're gonna.
Well, that's a success.
Okay, rightio. You pull up several CCTVs, from different angles, of course, as well as turn the TV on. It's all verified. If this is an illusion, it's a very, very good one.
Oh, lovely.
So, guys, what are you doing? Because these guys are very shortly, minutes away from achieving their aims.
So 3 of them, 3 of us.
Well, there's 4 of you, but unfortunately, one of you's only got half a suit, I believe.
Oh, I don't have a suit at all.
Oh.
A suit in progress.
Hmm.
So she's gonna have to.
We're jumping in the good guy mobile. I don't know what it's called
The
yet.
gyro car. Right?
Yeah.
And immediately heading out to
Basically, guys, who's going which direction? Who's pulling on what?
I mean, are we gonna stay after the same objective, or are we gonna split up?
Well,
Yeah.
you take one objective, the other 2 are probably going to get away.
yeah, we're gonna have to split up. There's no doubt about that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts on that. We're gonna have to split up.
My suggestion is Omen uses her invisibility to track one group. I'll use my drone's camera's invisibility to track another group, and someone deals with the third group.
All right. So I'm just trying to think which one can I effectively stop in without risk of freaking property collateral damage.
Don't know.
Okay,
You've got a jewellery heist, an art heist, and a tall building being threatened.
I think that should take priority over the other 2.
All right, let's do that.
Hold on.
Hmm?
I'll do that
Hold
while
on.
you do the other.
Yeah, hold on.
Omen?
We have okay, the person threatening the building. What is their powers? Or displayed powers?
It's some sort of, I don't know, vibrational or sonic or some sort of ability in that sense. A young Asian girl.
Asian girl with some kind of vibratory ability, correct?
Something like that, you're not quite sure, but something of that nature.
Oh, I try to run facial recognition on anyone whose face can be seen in this camera is using powers.
Okay, so I'll get you a roll in a second for that. Yep. What else, Omen?
Okay. So who's our other mental?
No, she's gone.
Indigo, she's otherwise occupied.
Right. Damn it. Crap. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna ask. Sorry, guys, I've got to put the pressure on.
I want to go to the building.
Hold on, I'm trying to find
Yeah.
out who can do what first.
No, we've got the building.
Got it.
Trust
Okay.
us. We can actually do it.
You're gonna go for the building.
Yeah.
What's the most potential damage?
Okay,
Most potential
So,
damage,
who's
but I
gonna-
do actually have skills in it.
Mhm.
who wants to go for the jewelry? Who's got what bad guy is doing at the jewelry store?
Someone who can do some means of floating and can move things without touching them, is the basic
Telekinesis
describe.
sounds right.
Could be.
One, and the third one.
Something that looks sort of like a dog werewolf thing,
So brute strength.
and lovely
What-
sharp claws,
And what are they doing?
robbing art.
An art. Okay. I'll go after the man beast.
Mhm.
Somebody needs to pick the jewelers.
Okay.
I mean, I can fly there fast enough unless you have a means of tracking.
Yep. So
Okay, you do the jewelry. I'll do the werewolf or whatever it is.
mm,
So I guess we're going to do the building.
Mm-hmm.
yep. So you two. So Nightstar, you're able to take Man of Action with you.
All right.
Are you?
No, I'm taking the building, aren't I?
Yeah. Well, she's going there too.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's the furthest away, and she flies the fastest, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got my 87 miles per hour there.
Yep.
I can actually run shorter distance faster than that.
Okay.
Well, faster than you can because you've got to speed up, but yeah.
Yep.
We can do this.
Okay. So you guys are heading up that way. Junk Knight, you're sending your drones over to Midtown.
Yeah,
Try to get some intel or something. And Omen, you've got the Fantastic Car or whatever we're calling it, and heading over to South Channel Island. So guys, we're going to kick it off with everyone doing their own, and you're going to have to give me some time to, because I've got 3 different things.
Yeah.
And just so you know, I am also taking a portable communication to
Yep.
monitor the police bands.
Okay.
In fact, she's something of a genius. This could all be a decoy for something else that's
Yep.
going
So
down.
so the police are being called to the various areas. Also, you're getting the which I think you guys have got little portable comm units or something. So Night Star and Men of Action, you can be informed that the police are already in presence, but of course they can't get anywhere close to her, as are the fire and various emergency services should anything happen to people around or the building in, because it's this one is potentially huge. So I just need to get, so Omen, can I get you to roll your initiative, please?
Yeah, Omen went after the jewelry store.
Yep.
Right?
The art gallery thing.
Oh, that's up in North Channel.
Yep, South Channel thing. Yep, yeah.
South Channel?
South Channel.
Oh, it's called South Channel.
Yeah.
It's a channel.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
some kind
It's
of
called,
channel.
no, it's called South Channel in the north. Or
Yeah, South Channel Island, but that's okay. That's when Uptown used to be the only inhabited island.
Let me get my initiative again.
and
you-
Chuck
oh,
Knight stayed at the base.
Oh,
Yep.
I thought so.
Junk Knight is staying at the base and
Oh,
trying to
I
coordinate.
I
Yep.
don't- You couldn't roll any lower than that.
And that's what your opponent gets. So you two are on a 4 and a 3. Sorry. So I'll ask Night Star, and as soon as I get a bloody pencil here, Night Star and Man of Action to roll your initiatives. So Man of Action, if you get higher than Night Star, you're gonna have to wait until she can get there to do anything.
No, we're exactly the same.
Cool. Okay. And sorry, just give me a second. She is okay.
Can we plan this though?
Well, you got some time to get there.
Yeah.
So, but she's going to go first anyway, as soon as she sees you.
Alright, Nightstar, you go after the woman. I'll try to see if I can stabilize the building.
Alright.
Okay, so on a 6, I will hold. Basically, you're just charging through to your thing. Zortish, we're going to leave you sort of in the background just for a second. So, Guardian and Enforcer in the turn order. So, so on a 4, you two plus my other guy.
I'll let him go. Since I'm in his conveyance anyway, right?
Well, you're carrying him.
Yeah,
Oh,
she can drop me from, I don't know, a decent height,
Alright.
and I'll just run into the building.
I could just drop my so low enough so you could just keep going without having to worry about dropping. I'm not that rude.
Yeah, but I can also take the hit. Here.
Anyway, I'll go ahead and drop him off and just keep and close the distance to Miss Sonic Sunshine here.
Miss Sonic Sunshine. Okay, so Miss Sonic Sunshine. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Okay. Radio. On a 6, sees you and decides, don't like the look of what you're doing. So, at a range of, let's say, 50 feet, what's that, 10 inches. We'll go 10 inches. Just trying to find my range, sorry. I printed all this out, so I thought it would make it quicker. Bloody range, where's the penalties for range?
They're usually divided by 4, but...
Ah, okay, alrighty. So 2 minus 2, whatever.
Best to look, not the best.
Yeah, here we go, you got range. Okay, range, minus 2, you're right, minus 2. So, minus 2, what's your defense there, Nightstar?
8.
So, minus 10, plus whatever she's got. What has she got? Okay. Right.
Before I forget, I gotta ask, daytime, nighttime.
It's daytime.
Alright.
Oh, and she gets a +3 on this, doesn't she? Because she's only taking once. Ooh! Okay, that was a really good start. I'll just see if it's a
Lovely.
what sort of critical. So I've got that printed out somewhere.
No, but it's a miss critical.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so the damage. Okay, Nightstar.
Don't forget I have those rollable tables for the
Yep.
crit.
So this is considered kinetic damage. Her power, kinetic sharp damage. Just so you know the type of, you know, what you're
I
looking
mean, it
at.
doesn't make a difference in my case.
Okay. And she doesn't get any more extra on top of that? No, she doesn't. Whoa, you're a very lucky lady. 3 points of damage.
Alright, so that's within my ability to soak, right?
Mhm.
So I take off how much again? Shit.
3.
Just 3 in power?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, on a 4.
You wanna go first, Nightstar? Because you probably know what you're doing.
Oh, I'm gonna shoot the shit out of her. She shot me first.
Mm-hmm.
This is not like the Han person.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I will go ahead and do my double blast against her at full intensity.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 18.
18 is normal. Take off.
For me, yeah.
Yep.
And how
Take.
much for range?
Okay, same thing. -2, which is 16, and then take another 6 off. So 10 or less.
No, 6 off for what?
Her defense.
Oh, well, I have the thing set up to work on. I missed
Okay.
for the first attack.
Yep.
And second attack also misses.
Okay. Boosh boosh.
Lousy roses.
Okay, she doesn't even seem to flinch. Man of action, what are you doing? You see this happen, you can either go over and try to engage her or do something else.
No, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to look around the building. Has it been evacuated yet?
Well, what's happened is she's created an issue where she's created some rubble around the base, which is the whole problem. It's actually unstabilized the building, but it's also blocked people from getting out.
Rightio. So first I need to stabilize this building.
Probably too big for you to do that.
I do have engineering, civil engineer.
Oh, okay.
Can I do that to assess?
You can indeed. You can indeed.
Alright, watch me fail this one. Actually, I make it because I get a +3.
Mm-hmm.
And that 10.
Okay, so what you can do is if you want to grab a couple of street lights, you can actually support like the front porchy area, whatever you call it, the entrance area, and then you could clear away the rubble and get them, whoever's in the foyer, out of there. There's quite a crowd in there,
Not bad.
but the problem is if you do that, you open yourself up to a penalty, because you're going to have to ignore a lot of defending yourself from her should she turn her attention from Night Star to you.
Okay.
But you can do that if you wish.
I will do that.
Okay, so I'm just going to say your first action is appropriating a couple of street lamps from the city.
Yeah, you want me to roll something?
No, you're just going to do that, and you're moving over, and you're using your engineering to
This is a full action thing.
yeah, to provide the structure, and the next time it's going to be you getting rid of the rubble.
Yep. Alright.
Okay, so you're doing all that. Okay. Omen, I need you please to give me a... You don't have any specific or special perceptions senses, do you? Omen?
I'm sorry, I was muted. I said,
Yeah.
I don't think so. Let me
Okay.
take a look.
So that's all
I
cool.
kept saying that, but you would, of course, not hear me because I was muted.
Okay. You
That's
got no
no.
heightened senses. Okay. I'm going to need you, because basically this thing has a power that needs you to, if you want to find out exactly where it is, to give me a perception check, please. You know it's somewhere
Okay.
in the location.
Well, I thought it was doing it. I thought it was grabbing whatchamacallit.
But this just happens when you sort of enter, trying to work out, okay, what do I need to do.
Perception. Hold on a second.
I think that's an int check.
It's not on the sheet.
Just an int check, I think, your intelligence check.
Yeah, it's just a standard intelligence save.
Yep. Just a d20, and what is your intelligence save?
Oh, okay. What do I have 2d8 or something?
2d8 was in the last gaming system. So you rolled a 5. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you're suddenly aware. You're in the building. Managed to get in there. You know, I don't know how, either through the wall or whatever. You've climbed in.
Mystery.
Right. And then you suddenly realise this thing that you're looking for. You can sort of see it. It looks like a rather emaciated werewolf, but it's actually clinging, sort of with its claws embedded in the wall and the ceiling, and looking down at you with a rather evil-looking, nasty, toothish grin at you. And that's when it sort of launches itself at you. Yep. So what's its what's your state at the moment?
Corporal.
Rightio. Just let me have a look at this. Thing's got lots of bits that I've got to add. Sorry, give me a second. To there. Okay. Okay. Rightio. And what's your defense? I just need to know if you. Okay. So it probably would have, if you had been corporeal, it would have hit you. So its very sharp claws pass through you, and to your surprise, it goes, ah, very good. I like tricks. And that's where we'll end what it says. Then it's down to you on a 2.
Okay. Yay me and my bad initiative roll. Give me my hairy friend. But 1, you should eat more. You are rather thin. And 2, you will desist. Now. Flinging my hand dramatically. And first thing I'm going to do is go with the usual. Try and hit. He gets the my cool save plus 9. So why not just roll a d20? Yeah, that's going to hit it.
Okay. And it gets a what? Sorry, I'm forgetting.
It gets a shoot, what's the
Cool save, isn't it?
intelligence save for it?
I thought it got a cool save.
The book's been a while.
Is that's for, this is you're using your fear power on it, eh? Is that right?
Oh shoot.
I'm pretty sure it's a well, I'll see what it rolls anyway. Oh, no problem. And you said,
What did it
oh,
roll? It
4.
rolled a 4? Hold
Yeah.
on a second. Let's have one second. What are we playing again? D&D, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
Emotional control fear.
what did it roll?
A 4.
You rolled a 4? Yeah,
Yep.
probably still
8 under
amount
its
left.
cool save. Yep. Okay, so, and all it says is, oh, you are tricksy. It has a slightly odd sort of way of talking. You sort of get that. Okay, guys, is there any in-between phase things? No? Okay. Zortesh, you get to come in on this next round. So, I'll be activating her. Yes. Okay. Radio initiatives, please. So, we'll start with the folk down by the tower. Ooh, that's nice.
So what does he roll? Okay, he was supposed to roll an int save minus yes, That's much, much better.
Cool. So we tie, and the other one has a. Okay. Gosh, this is. I don't think this was so wise, Steve. Okay. So Zortesh, what was your initiative number? Sorry. One.
1 for the drone.
1. Okay. Rightio. And Night Star is a 6. Man of Action was a. We're not sure. Okay, and yours is a 7.
It's 1.
A 1. Okay. Rightio. So our young lady decides on a 11. She decides to turn her attention to whatever you're doing over by the foyer and attack. Yeah, she'll attack you, not the foyer this turn. Good one. What's your defense, Man of Action? Don't worry, she misses. So that's fine, it just goes off, boom. And then, so we go from her 11 down to 7. Okay, what's your dexterity, Nightstar?
My dex is...
Agility, sorry, agility.
My agility is 18, so I have a 12 save.
Right, and so is hers. So you guys are pretty much going to go simultaneous, because once she's had the attack at Man of Action, sorry, oh, Man of Action.
Who's AFK?
Yeah. I actually have to calculate whether or not that actually hit, because I did say he was going to be partially defenseless. So depending on what's he normally got? I can't remember. Yeah, I'll just see if his sheet's got anything. No. Bugger. Oh, here we go.
Night Star get her before she takes him out.
Yeah. What is it?
Sorry,
called?
what's happening?
Defense.
I just got back.
Physical defense. Okay. No, I'm just working out how much of your physical defense you don't have when she attacks you.
Well, should be all of it now, because I haven't done the thing.
Yeah, but you're busy getting things organised, that's all. So you're going to present yourself with a bit of a... But it's still, she still manages to miss you just. So, okay, so back to Nightstar. You and her are now, she's turning around and facing off with you. So you can...
I'm going to close the distance, and I'm going to go ahead and fire at her.
How close are you getting?
I'm not worried about getting up on her mode. So I will go ahead up the point as far as close as I can, which
Awesome.
is 16 squares.
Okay, so you basically, you two are basically, 1 inch away or less sort of thing.
Yeah, and I'll blast her right there.
Yep, and she's going to be blasting you too.
Well, let's see how it goes.
Yep, she's going to blast
Alright.
you twice.
No modifier for range, so the first attack hits a defensive 6.
Yep, that hits her.
And that definitely hits.
Yep. So, before we do damage, or you've done damage already.
I have a set to do both, so...
Yep. So, the first lot does nothing.
TAP, just remember that.
Sorry, TAP.
2 points armor piercing.
Yep, but she'll, roll with it.
Alright.
Yeah. And she's got armor. The second one, I mean, this all happens at the same time, so it won't take effect until right at the end. The second one is 2 points armor piercing. Dun dun. And God, I keep on losing your PowerPoints. Okay. Okay. Right. Ooh. That's cool. Okay, rightio. So she is still standing, but she gets to attack you twice. What is your defense? Sorry.
8.
Oh, that's right. That is going to hit you,
Shh.
and that's going to hit you.
Don't
Okay,
get
so
lucky.
yo, so it was tit for tat. Um, okay, so this is the damage you take. The first one, 15 points.
Ouch. So I can only roll with 7 of that,
Mhm.
right?
If you've got 70 power points, yep.
Yeah. So minus 7 on the first one. That takes off 8 hit points. No.
Is it over halfway your hit points, or not quite?
15 minus 7 is 8. I got 20. No, it's not.
Okay, cool. And the second lot of damage, 8.
8. I have 66 right now, so I can roll with 6 of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another 2 hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Which puts me just at the halfway mark.
Okay. So if she was, so you're at 10.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So if she does more than 5, and if you do more than what she's got, you'll manage to knock each other out. Okay. This will be interesting. Okay, rightio. Oh, that was on a 7. Man of action. No, sorry. 7
No,
back
on a
at.
1.
Oh, 1. Sorry. 7 back at the art gallery. What's your dexterity, please, Omen? Agility, I beg your pardon. Keep on saying dexterity. Sorry. Omen. You might be
I'm
muted.
sorry, I believe it or not, I answered you, but I was muted still. 16.
16. And I have an 18, so I go just before you. So the
Yeah.
creature sort of does a leap, quite an extraordinary leap, really, and goes by some very, very rare paintings, and puts its claw into one and starts to rip it and say, "I wouldn't come any closer if I was you. There's lots of things for me to break here." And he just proceeds to destroy this painting.
Okay.
So your reply to that on a 7. Yep.
No reply.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, okay, clearly, you are correct. By the way, when it's saved, it wouldn't have had any idea of what I was doing because it's saved.
Unless it has some sort of other abilities that you're unaware of. You would be correct in assuming. Well, when you do your power, there is some way to say that you've done a power. It might not know exactly
Yeah.
what it is, but it knows you tried to do something on it.
I think we both agree that what you're doing is wrong, and you really should stop.
Really, and it sort of
And
does a little jaggedy cutting on the picture, and says, "Now, if you're not leaving soon, I'm going to have to get another picture, or I could even go for a statue." Statue. Oh, is that a Rubens over there?
Save. And
Mhm.
minus, remember, he's at a -9.
Yep. And he gets, yep. It's a pretty low number. Yes, just. Hang on. No, just outside. Just outside, sorry. So he gets that, because he just failed the save, he does get a sensation of fear, and he goes, "Ooh, that doesn't feel nice."
Now, before it gets worse.
Okay, and we'll leave it there with you two. Then we go to the okay, so by the time you arrive, your drones arrive, Junk Knight, at the jewelry store, whoever is coming out. Okay, and I actually should give you pictures because I've got pictures of all of them. So anyway, just trying to get there real quick, and you always know that it never is real quick. So what you see is this guy coming up right now. So he's sort of a very poor man's villain, if you like, because he's pretty much all he's got is like a oh my god, so my brain's not going to remember the words. A bandana sort of, oh for fuck's sake, let me bloody get it bigger. A bandana over his head with some holes cut out, and sort of a, yeah, that's sort of what you can see there. And basically what I'll be doing is attacking. How many drones have you sent? How many drones do you have?
Oh no, that's just the one drone and it's invisible.
Just the one drone that's invisible. Okay, first of all I need to make one roll first. Yep. Okay, so I will make this next roll. Okay, so what's the structure of your drone, by the way?
It's a floating soda can.
A floating soda can. Okay.
Basically.
Sorry.
Oh god.
So aluminum or aluminium.
Yeah, aluminium. Yeah, not an awful lot of.
Look, I have no problem with you saying it that way because it's
No, I can't say aluminium properly.
Okay, you get a picture.
aluminium.
Yeah, aluminium. Yep. So you get a picture, and from some of the CCTVs that are still active, you see the guy somehow detect your drone, and then it sort of drops out of invisibility. As you can just see, he's holding his hand up and slowly like crushing with his hand, and your drone just like compacts in itself until the camera goes out, and then he just keeps on crushing it for 17 points of damage and reduces it to pretty much not much. And he's just got a nasty smile on his face.
Oh no, my incredibly cheap and easily replaced drone.
Yep. So then basically, yeah, that's where we sort of leave it, because now you've got nothing there to do apart from CCTVs, and we go down to man of action on a 1. I just need a strength saving throw, please, just to say you're moving the rubble, and
Yeah,
like,
that'd be a hand-to-hand attack.
yep,
You just want me to roll that? Alright.
yep.
I rolled an 8.
Cool. Okay, so you're quite easily removing big, huge chunks of rubble in that and getting the door open, and people are starting to sort of stream out. There's, as I said, there's lots. As you can sort of see, there's easily about 50 to 60 people in the foyer. You know, like by the time this round's ended, you've only got like the first 5 or so out, and you're directing them around a corner somewhere to get them away from, towards police or some sort of safe line.
No, can I keep a hold of one of the rubble, ready to throw at something?
Yeah, if you want to.
One.
Yeah. Well, at the moment you're sort of holding the door open, sort of thing. So, but up to you what you're doing. It's up to you what you want to do. I mean, I'm sure you.
I'll hold the door open.
Okay.
Try to get everyone out.
Okay. So you're telling them rush, 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 sort of thing.
I'm also telling Nightstar just keep her busy a little longer, and I'll get there.
Yep. Okay. So that ends that round, guys. We are up to. Is there any between turn phases? No. Okay.
I don't know how much longer I could tick her.
Okay, so we're all into the next round of initiatives.
I was thinking intimidation, right? Yeah, but yeah, that's well, actually affected him. So how does intimidation go?
How does it go? well, your power is fear. Intimidation would be, I guess, a social action save. So it would probably be something around cool versus his cool sort of thing, and with a penalty or a bonus depending on what the effect their power has is how I'm going to sort of call it.
Influence task. Okay, I see it. Characters may attempt to intimidate or cajole into performing desired yada yada. Takes an action and requires a cool-based task check.
Yep.
Deployments cool further. Difficulty modifiers may apply depending on the circumstances and what. Okay.
Okay. So
Advantage.
roll your initiatives, please, and tell me what they are.
Oh,
Yep. So Nightstar, have you?
I rolled it.
Yep. What is it? Sorry.
Night Star's 3, Man of
3.
Action 4,
Okay.
Omen 9.
9. Cool. And I know you don't have much at the moment, but can you give me a roll too, please? Junk Knight.
Oh, for my actual character?
Mm-hmm.
Hold up.
Mm-hmm.
I have to take away all the bonus stats so I know what she's rolling without them.
That's all cool.
A D4.
4. Okay. Rightio. Just in case you can think of anything. Okay, rightio. On a 16. And she's just come into the picture. So this is what you're facing, Darkstar. Okay. If you can see her.
Alright, I had to choose out. Ooh, okay.
Yep. So we go on a 16, and on a 16 she is going to blast you once. And you've got a -8, is that correct?
Yeah, I got the 8 defense, yes.
That's going to hit you.
Damn!
Yep.
Right, hold on. I might have to try to run in front of this thing or jump.
And she manages to pile 19 points of damage on you. Oh, I'll get rid of her.
Oh boy, not good.
Do I still get the opportunity to jump in front of that thing?
No, because she's way ahead of you. She actually has super
Way ahead.
speed, and that's why she's getting 2 actions around. She's using her super speed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so... Shit. Alright. Anyway, so... -6.
But, yeah, I thought I could.
And...
If you had a
that
saved
puts-
action, you could, but you don't at the moment.
And that leaves me with 19 -6 or
13.
13, which that puts me at -3.
Okay, so she's definitely taking you out. Okay,
I'm
then we...
down.
Yep,
And I'm dying.
yeah. Then we go to a 9. Omen.
that would be me. I don't hear that.
Well, you might hear some sort of warning. So I'm assuming, well, that would be a big assumption, I guess, that you have some way of being able to tell how each other is. Yeah, but you'll hear something from Junk Knight saying,
Whoever's with her could, inform us that they're
Yeah.
having
Well,
issues.
I'd like to hurry
Yep.
up for everyone else to have their turn.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
So, Omen, what are you doing? This is the picture of the guy that you are facing.
Okay, let me see. There,
It's down here.
zoom out.
Here you go.
Where?
Yes. I should have just
Little fans in the middle.
centered you.
Found him.
So, as I said,
Cute and fluffy. I'm
Oh,
gonna have
he's-
a pet.
yeah, right. Okay. So, What are you doing? You're going to try to intimidate him.
See how that. So we wanted. So was it? Is this is cool versus cool or
Yep.
look at my cool before I decide to go along with that?
So what I'm going to do
I'm going to
is,
give it a shot.
yep, you're going to get a bonus of 2 on your cool roll because you've managed to unsettle him with your fear ability. So take your number down by 2, whatever you roll, and it's basically whoever saves the boat the best takes the effect.
So it's okay. So it's a pose roll.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh. 1, 2, 3.
10
I rolled a
minus
10.
2 is 8, and that's under your cool by how much? 5. Okay.
That's under it by 5. Yeah.
5. Okay. So they get a. No, that's over be cool. Okay. So what's the effect?
I'll look it up.
Okay, so while you're doing that, I'll move on to, well, I've got to wait, sorry, because it's his turn next, and if he's got something he can do. I will just quickly, I'll come back to your scene. Man of action, what do you want to do on a 4? Oh, sorry, she goes on a 7. She turns around, says, do you speak Japanese at all? Man of action?
Would it look like I speak Japanese?
I don't know, 'cause I just thought
No,
you're a road traveller guy, so I don't know, you might have picked something up. So she says something to you in Japanese. You're not sure whether it's an insult or whether it's
Whatever I say. They'll do what I say.
okay.
You will now from those priceless artifacts and present yourself for arrest. Do not make me say this again.
Okay, rightio. So you managed to stop the Wolfman guy, and we'll wrap that up in a second. So on a 7, she says something and she aims, but you kind of get the idea she ain't aiming at you.
Well, hopefully I get in the way of whatever blast she's about to fire.
Okay, so you're gonna interpose. Okay.
Oh, well, I can't.
I'll see if she. Well, I'm going to say because, yeah. Well, you have sort of from the get-go sort of put yourself in between the civilians and her. So I'm going to say, with a slight penalty, if you want to, you can try it, even
Can
though
I push?
you probably.
I'll probably push, but yeah.
Okay.
I'll take it.
So first of all, she does hit her intended target. She's going to take out your 2 support structures. I'm going to say she's going to do that easily with the amount of power she can pump out. You're going to have to interpose, and if you do, you're going to take damage. I don't know what the damage is yet. I've got to roll it, but so
I
yep.
believe I have to roll agility.
Okay. Where you go?
Minus your penalty.
Okay, so the penalty is going to be so it's an agility save. Is that what we're saying?
Fail.
Oh, okay.
Never
So
mind.
she hits the target, takes out the 2 structures. The veranda starts to cave in. You know that awnings, well, the metal glass piece that's hanging over the lobby, sort of as people leave. It's starting to fall in. You're right underneath it. You can still try to hold it up if you want to, but that puts you at great risk. You won't be able to do anything else but hold
is
it
it
up.
gonna land on anyone?
Otherwise it's going to squash people and block the doorway again.
Yeah, I'll have to try to hold it up.
Okay, so what's your carrying capacity, sorry?
30,000 pounds.
Easy as. Actually, if you want to, because she sort of has detached it a little bit, if you need to throw it somewhere, just saying.
I've just got, oh yeah, she's just given me the rubble I wanted.
Yeah. Okay, so at the moment you're just holding, and So you look like you're vulnerable, but she probably doesn't know what you're planning for the next round.
Mhm.
Okay, radio. We go down to the on the CCTV junk night. You can see this guy smirking, and the CCTV will sort of pick up. He's saying something. You don't know what it is, but you're going to be able to run it through a computer to see what he says. Then he turns and he just floats away. Bullets are flying at him. He seems to be able to deflect them, and then he just floats off. And he's got this big, huge loot bag full of gems and whatnot, and necklaces and things. Is there anything you want to do?
I was not really about taking it. I'll note down magnetic powers and I'll try to track him from cam to cam.
Mm-hmm.
I also assume I'm watching the other fights too, and I'm probably going to tell Omen that the other two are like having trouble.
Radio. Okay. Radio. So you try to track him. Give me an intelligence check at a -2. An intelligence save. Sorry, I should say. At a -2.
Oh no.
Okay. You do track him for a wee while. And I'll give you a direction. I just need to zoom out a little bit because I'm too close. So he was in Central Heights. So he is actually moving in this sort of direction, if you can see where my arrow is. Sort of to the northwest a bit, slightly more north than west. Yeah? Sort of roughly heading into sort of the West Chelsea Hills area. So you sort of lose him a block or two before you hit the West Chelsea Hills area. But that's sort of the general direction he's heading before you lose him. Okay? Okay, Omen, you've got the message. It's going to take you a round or two to get there as quick as you can. So it's down to us two. Man of action. And, yeah, initiative. She's not using her speed. She's 7. Okay, on a 7, she sort of walks up and takes her time. Doesn't walk all the way close to you. She walks up to about 5 inches away from you, 25 feet, and sort of is saying something in a very quiet, measured, threatening tone. And she sort of is aiming. She sort of puts her hand out as if to aim for your head, and then slowly moves her hand down to basically be in line with your groin. She's taking her time, smiling, saying something. Some people are still escaping. She's sort of aware that they're escaping, but
Yeah, she's having fun.
she is. And she draws back her hand as if to do something, and then it's a 4.
And then it's my turn.
Yeah. She's having too much fun.
Yeah, this is really fun.
Mm.
How large is this rubble?
I would say you've got around about 15,000 pounds worth of stuff you're carrying. So that would equate to around about a D8 plus a D10 damage. So you can hold back if you want to. You don't have to, because she is wearing some sort of armor.
Well, I've first got a hit, and I think I take a -3.
But you do get a +3 because you're just using 1 attack, eh? Isn't that right?
What's that?
Don't you always get a +3 on if you're only using 1 attack?
No.
Okay.
Oh, no. It's that -3 because it's an improvisational weapon.
Ah, okay, with you. Well, cool.
Oh no, I'm just trying to see.
Yep. And you're not trying to hit her. You're trying to hit an area, really.
Oh,
This-
it's that large?
Yeah, we're talking about a thing that's around about 30-40 feet wide by around about 25 feet long. 20-40 feet long by about 25 feet deep, and around about 2 feet high. And it's
So
glass
she's
and
probably
metal
gonna
piping.
need to do an agility save when I do this.
Probably, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just looking for this freaking rule. So I know
Okay, that's all cool. I'll let you do that. So, Omen, I'm just going to wrap yours up. Yes, the guy does get into police custody.
Rolls on his back and exposes his neck.
Say that again. Say that again. He what?
That rolls onto his back and exposes.
Oh
and
no,
off
he
his
does
neck.
not do
You
that
know
at all.
what
Yeah.
dogs do.
Yeah, yeah, not at all. Unfortunately, he has damaged a painting. It's pretty much irretrievable. He had a lovely little pile of a whole lot of bits and pieces. Do you have any skill or knowledge in art? Like fine art?
Specifically?
In
No.
fine art? No. Okay. So give me an intelligence save, please, and there'll be a penalty of -4.
A lack of knowledge.
Yep.
Understood.
Nope.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
not gonna make
Okay. So yeah, there's a pile of stuff that he was obviously getting ready to take off with before you intervened. You don't know whether it's expensive or whatever, but the curators, once they get in, they seem to be a little bit worried. But that's when you get the message from Junk Knight about something bad's going down at Sandy Hook. You need to get there, sort of thing.
Well, tell them that I'm going to have to leave them. There are others in need of my assistance. Making sure that he is contained before I leave, though.
Yeah, they've got him in cuffs, but you know.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're given the usual. Please make sure you attend the police station to give a statement. Da 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 at your convenience.
Of course I will.
And then you take off to join this other group. Okay, so yep, so you're sort of halfway across the town. Man of Action is sort of about that point where he's angled it and starting to push it away from him, ready to try to hit the area. And did you find your rule, Sid?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
-3. I'm going to just leap and, you know, try to melee swat her
Whoa.
with this thing.
Nice. Okay, where you going?
I still need a hit, so...
Yep. So you're trying to hit her, not an area. Okay, cool.
I guess I could hit the area. Actually, I might do that instead. I'll hit the area. I'll
Okay.
throw it on top of her then.
Yep.
So do I take a range penalty as well?
It would be, well, do you move towards it before you do it?
Sure.
Okay, so no, because it's so big, you know, you move a couple of inches and then you just boomf.
I'm also gonna push to up my attack.
Yep, away you go.
So 15 save, 17 is my usual one, but it's -3 +2.
So you make it?
Well, hasn't she got defenses?
She does. Sorry, but this is a big thing. I'm going to cut some of those down a little bit because of the fact that it's such a huge area. So minus, so she'll have defenses of 3, and she's still got to make an agility save.
No, I guess she's got to make the agility save then.
Here we go. She doesn't.
So what was the thing?
1d8 and 1d10.
And I don't add my strength to that? My hand to hand?
No, because you're using the oomph of the crushing of the...
1d8 plus 1d10.
Yeah. 9. Okay. She can roll with 3 of that, which makes 6. Her armor will absorb 2, which makes 4. Okay, and she's still standing in the rubble,
Yeah,
looking rather dazed, and she just lets off a blast at this sort of like as just it's more of a reaction thing than anything else. So I'm going to give her a slight penalty because she wasn't expecting you to do that.
I would like to hit her to hit me.
Yeah. No, she misses you. Okay, rightio. So Omen, you'll come in and be on a 1 in this very next round. You'll be flying in
Okay.
by Fantastic Car or whatever.
It's called the gyrocopter.
Gyrocopter, all good. I don't know what to call it. Okay, she'll be activating her super... Oh, can she? Yes, she can. She doesn't have many bloody points left though. Activating her superpower, super speed. Your initiative, please, man of action. And 12. 2. Okay, on a 12.
Can I like look at her, wipe my chin, and just tell her, come on? Give her a little Bruce Lee, come at me.
She sort of, I mean, like she does have the armor on. Perhaps she, you can sort of see through the faceplate. But one of her eyebrows sort of raises, and she says something in Japanese and does a slight bow to you, and then, boom, she's not in front of you anymore.
Take it she's behind me.
Not sure where she is. You can make a roll if you want to, a perception roll. You do a quick scan, but you'll need to make a
Make it. Heaps
intelligence.
by heaps.
Okay, so what you can actually see is that she has moved off. Where am I? She's moved off 8 inches, and then she moves off again another 8 inches away. So she's jumping, teleporting away from you at quite a good speed. And she's not just ground wise, she's going, you know, up and down, so she's bouncing all over the place sort of thing, but she's moving away from you. She's on the side of a building on a ledge or something, and then just keeps on doing this sort of movement, so it'd be very
so
hard to
she's
follow
moving,
her.
She's moved at how many inches? 8.
A total of 16 away from you.
That's easy ground to cover.
Yeah.
So was that all her turn?
You hope it is. You also hear some cries for some people, you know, they're probably safe behind you. You give a quick glance, nothing's falling in on them, but, you know, usual reaction from citizens. What do you want to do?
Do I know Omen's on the way, or that's not been said?
I don't know if Junk Knight's actually shared that with you. Junk Knight?
Yeah, well, I would have told her that
Okay.
everyone over the radio, like, I assume they're
Okay.
all on the same frequency and stuff.
All cool. Okay. You know Omen's coming.
Yeah, so Omen, you need to take care of the Nightstar. She's badly hurt. I'll quickly like motion for everybody just to leave.
Yep.
I hope that's all free.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of the. Did you take care of? Is she done?
Well, I'm about to jump at her
Done?
and try to.
Yep. Okay. So, man of action.
Well,
On a-
I've got
on-
34 inches of movement.
Yep.
Am I able to just run to her?
Well, she's up on a building, so unless you can run up the side of a building, no. But you can try to jump, because she would be perhaps 8 inches. Can you jump that high? 8 inches?
8 inches,
Yeah.
easy.
Okay. So you could get to her and try to do some sort of attack where she is.
Yeah, I'll do that then. 16.
Okay. Rightio. So
Minus
you're sort of coming down on your downward arc to kick her or punch her or whatever. I don't know. However you want to.
Don't I need to make the roll for the?
Yep.
leap?
Yep.
Yeah. Let me make
Yep.
that first. Nope.
Okay. So you're gonna crunch into. I don't think you take any damage. You just don't get where you want to be, eh?
Yeah, no, but I should have a little extra movement to get to her, though.
Yep.
So I only had to move 16 inches.
Mhm. And how much is your leap?
My vertical? That's the across one, right?
Uh,
No, my horizontal leap is 125.
Horizontal, yeah, and your vertical is
Half that.
okay. Rightio. So,
62.
you basically you could try to leap again, but you won't be ending with an attack because your attack failed because of your miscalculation.
Well, I thought I was just doing movement. Yeah.
Well, the attack comes from your movement though, doesn't it?
No, the attack's the attack. This is still
Yep.
movement.
Yep, but aren't you like jumping, and as you jump down to her, kicking her or punching her?
No, I was just trying to get to her.
Okay, rightio, that's all cool. So you can make another, as you can see the gyro fantastica copter thing come into view, land by Nightstar. Omen gets out.
Well, the question is, did I even make it to the roof?
No, she's on a ledge at the moment. You didn't get the right thing, so you're gonna have to jump to get to her again. So where you go?
Oh, okay. Then in that case, yeah, I need to use both my actions to do it again. So I gotta leap again.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you only leap and get near her. That's all sort of you could do.
All right, that's a little better.
Okay, you leap and you get quite close to her. Unfortunately, that's all you can do. But as you leap, she turns around. She has a bit of a look of desperation in her eyes. Or that's what you think you see. And she is going to just do a blast at you. Just to try to get you the hell away from her. No. That goes completely wild.
I was about to say, do I take a minus on my defense? But yeah, it's a 20.
No, don't have to worry about that. And oh dear. And just give me a second.
Wild panic shots that hit nothing.
Okay.
Oh no, that's just the critical.
Yeah, it's a critical panic shot. So what she does is she actually manages to lose her footing and starts to fall.
I guess I can't try to catch her.
No, because you've used all your stuff.
Done
So
all my turn.
she falls and will impact on the ground, and she'll be unconscious, basically, because the fall all happens in between turn phases, and she just hits, bang, and yeah, she's not going to be able to take that damage.
Well, hopefully it's still alive.
Yeah, she's in bad shape, but yeah.
Oh, it's only like a couple inches high. She'd only take like a D4.
8 inches. Because she's 8 inches up.
That'd be like a D4, wouldn't it? D6?
I'm not sure. It'll be enough though to take her out, because
yeah.
you got it down to 4 hit points. 6 hit points, sorry. So it'll be enough to. Anyway, on average she'll go over half. Rightio. So ambulance collects her after they secure her, though she doesn't have any more back injury or whatever. She's out cold.
Hold on. I don't want them taking her. I want her.
They will not let you take her.
Because this is getting ridiculous. I've already lost one person.
You can go in the ambulance if you want to.
Yeah.
Because there'll be another one with
What do you mean you lost one
Omen.
person?
Omen, they'll offer to take Nightstar. Yeah.
What? Say that again?
They've already lost the
Somnambulist.
mind control woman.
Yeah, the Somnambulist. Yeah. Okay, so you're in there. Yeah.
They lost, yeah. What were you saying about?
Do you want the ambulance people to take care of Nightstar? Or do you want to take her back to your headquarters?
This is a good question. Say,
Well, first someone needs to do
how
an.
bad is she?
Sorry, hang on, sorry. So what are you going to say, Sid? Someone needs to do a...
Someone needs to do an intelligence roll on her.
Yep.
Because she is dying right now. She's at 0.
That's what I want to know. How bad is she?
Do an intelligence check.
Very bad.
Omen, I need you to do an intelligence check, please. And can you do one also man of action for the lady? You can't tell, but she's definitely unco, and she's definitely had some sort of trauma. You can't tell either man of action, but the medicos seem to be treating it very seriously. They're trying to isolate any movement. They think that she could have suffered some spinal damage. They reckon she's not going to go anywhere very quickly. What they do discover, man of action, when they try to remove parts of the armor's bonded onto her somehow. So they find little places, gaps, where they can actually sort of insert things, you know, like a plasma drip and all that sort of stuff. But they can't actually remove her armor.
Is the armor like the armor of the Hive? You know that.
No,
little-
completely different. Completely different.
So, cybernetics.
Possibly.
I'll ask. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell the group. Hey, it looks like we were dealing with a cybernetic lady here. How's Nightstar holding up?
So Omen, what are you deciding to do? Take her back, or let the medics have a look at her and try to help her?
No, I'm gonna let her be seen by professionals. If she looks
Okay.
like she's like in shit shape, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so they say that
But
you can accompany them.
Stay on
Yep.
them.
Yep.
I'm gonna stay with her, yeah.
Yep. Okay, you're going to have to go back to an hospital because she looks like she's. It doesn't look life-threatening at the moment. She is very seriously damaged, but they're not sure what life-threatening is for your blue-skinned friend. So they'll do everything they can to help her, and sure, you're welcome to go along. And that's where we'll leave it for tonight, folks.
Alright.
Well, cool. So, I'll just stop recording.